I just wanted to come out here to talk about like life, I guess. I feel like sometimes, like right now, things just feel out of place sometimes. Like I feel lost sometimes. I don't know what to talk about. I mean, I have an idea. Overall, just want to talk about life. How like I want to talk about this obsession, this thing. This is the only thing that's really been keeping me going, and that's like this obsession towards trying to be, that somebody. Trying to be someone I can be proud of being. To me, like, I have people who, like, I look up to. And obviously, I'm not, like, saying, well, honestly, I don't even know what I'm saying, because, like, I look up to these people, on YouTube, or, like, celebrities and philosophers, and I'm just like, I want to live like that. I want to be like that. I want to be jacked like he is. I want to have the same physique. I want to be able to be kind of like an influencer like this person. I want to drive this car, do this, do that. Kind of modeling after these people who I look up to. And that's just got me going in life. It's like sometimes life feels like so repetitive with school and work and just coming home and doing the same thing, talking to the same people every day. And then sometimes I just yearn to be alone. I just would rather just be by myself sometimes. Majority of the time, I would rather just be by myself. And life is so interesting because it comes down to so many different aspects and so many different events and situations that a person goes through that really creates them. And I think, like, my mind, like, I was in church today and I was just thinking so much, like, about my life. It was kind of like how I had imagined being on my deathbed would be. I know that probably sounds weird, but, like, I was there sitting in church just thinking, like, man, I came from being in an ankle monitor to going into a toxic relationship that was, like, super toxic, to then, trying to pick myself up after that whole relationship. Crazy ex coming to my house, try to fight me, and then get cheated on by the next relationship. And then there's just like, wow, like, those type of situations, like, are crazy. How much did that change me? In what ways? Also, I was looking further back to, like, okay, me as a kid, childhood memories of me being on the bus and this random kid just comes and, like, he slaps me for saying something he didn't like. And it wasn't even nothing offensive. I just literally was just talking about a video game, and then just comes and slaps me. And then, like, it's those kind of things. I'm trying to be, like, open so I can get to a point. Like, right now, I've come through all of that, and there's so much more things that, like, so many more bigger things that I'm leaving out. And it's just like, now I'm here. And so I'm just, like, at a point where, like, okay, what's next? I want to be an influencer. That's the journey I'm taking. I'm in my last year of high school. I got friends, I got people who I know who already have, like, a somewhat idea of what they're doing right after, go to military, go to college, go to trade school. Some people are like, I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. I just know I'm going to go to this place after high school. So for me, it's okay. What am I going to do? The only career I pictured myself having was to have a business. Now it's like I'm getting closer and closer to the point. One of my biggest goals was to be the one to throw my dad his 60th birthday party. And it's just right around the corner in March. And that's right next year, and it's October. And I've come closer to that goal, and like now I have a job, but I'm not making enough money from that job to be able to make that goal of mine be true. And that's like, it has me questioning like, what do I have to do to get to that point? And so the reason why I'm recording right now is to record this point in my life, this journey of me progressing in life. I don't know where I'm gonna be in the next years. Am I gonna be in school? Am I gonna actually have this business going up? Am I gonna be helping people through my brand? Am I gonna sell clothes? Do I have a podcast? Am I genuinely like an influencer? What's gonna happen? I don't know. And so I wanted to record this just to get things off my chest, as sometimes I feel like I can't really talk to people. Not because I don't feel like I have people there. I know there's people there and there's people that listen to me, but it's because I know they wouldn't give me the right responses that I want. Sometimes I prefer to be alone. I'd rather just figure this out on my own, but like I know I can't. I'm not saying I'm completely ignoring people and just closing all of my doors, but I still talk to people about my questions that I have in life, but it just gets so repetitive whenever they say the same thing over and over again. And like I can't even blame them, because it's just time for me to put in action and actually do it. And I'm tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. And then when I do it just out of pure, just for you to stop telling me what to do, it doesn't feel right and it doesn't get the right thing accomplished. And there's this thing I'm just trying to get off my chest. It's like everywhere I go, I'm always looking for like, oh, that guy looks better than me. Like, oh, he has a better face card, like, oh, he's attractive, or he's not even that jacked. He doesn't look like he works out. Or maybe I go somewhere like, oh, that person definitely works out and he has a good face, he's attractive. And then I look at myself, I'm like, man, I can't compete with these people. So then like I kind of like discern myself and like close myself. And it's like kind of ironic coming from like, I came from recording a podcast where I was talking about confidence. So, but like, it's like those type of moments where it's just, it gets to me and it's like, I need to stop. But I know life goes on, and I know God is always here teaching me new things every single day, and that is such a blessing. But I didn't just want to yap this whole video. I wanted to get to at least some sort of value that I can provide for people. And that's just like, you're not alone. That's the value that I can give, is you're not alone. Is I know so many other people go through these kinds of things and just don't show it. Like, I know people around me, they don't know what's in my mind, and I've been like trying to ignore it. I've been trying to just like distract myself, and then I question, like, is distracting myself really the best move? Because one side of it's like, it seems right, and like, okay, just like distracting myself, go to the gym, work out, eat, sleep, take care of myself, cut my nails, try to take care of my hair, and like all this stuff. And it's like just constantly doing that. Like I'll see some growth at some point, but it's like I'm leaving out the important part of like, I need to start recording. I need to edit. I don't do that often. I don't record often. I don't edit very often. And it's just like, well, at least start implementing that. If anything, that's just what I wanted to convey from the video, is you're not alone. Everybody goes through their problems. I know my sister has her own mental problems. My brother has his own mental problems. My neighbors have their problems. I know even my closest friends who, like, we don't really talk to each other much about our problems. No one really does. So I wish I could like find an answer to it though. That's what I hope to accomplish through this video. Just, I'm coming from like this point of like where I am now, and then I'll be looking back and I was like, oh, I remember that time I set up that camera, and I just was like this there talking about like what I was holding back, and just trying to find a solution. And then at some point in the future, I know I'll find a solution to it. I know I'll figure it out. And that's what like I try to convey is like you probably don't know now, but in the next days, like soon in the future, you will know. And I think that's one of the things that the Bible promises is like God says, you don't know what I'm doing for you now, but in the future you will know. Basically, that same message. It's just gotta trust, gotta have faith, and just keep moving forward, and then try to adapt, try to evolve, and sooner or later, progress will be shown. It's like those workouts. Going to the gym at first, like you're not gonna see anything for like that first week, that second week, that third week, that fourth week. Time goes by, you won't notice any noticeable progress, and then you step on the weight, and then maybe your weight's like going down a little bit, but you aren't seeing anything. And then after like, for me, it was a couple months in that I was like, whoa, like if I peel my fat down like this, like see my abs, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I go into the gym again and again and again. I just start making a habit. Over the course of working out for 4 years, I'd say now, I'd say like 3.5 years seriously taking working out seriously, I'm able to look in the mirror and be like, I have come a long way. Like there's this noticeability in my shoulders, or like on my chest. Definitely looks way more defined from there. It's a progress, and you just have to have faith. As long as you just keep showing up for yourself every single day and trying your best to adapt. A good analogy from that compared to the working out thing is like, working out, like I had many different types of workouts that I do. I do calisthenics, just body weight workouts. I would do weightlifting, work on compound movements, supersets, maybe more volume, more repetition, or more heavier weight. It's like you have to adapt to it. Like you want bigger arms, okay, like focus on, hitting that right weight. Maybe my form is off. Constantly tweaking those little things. For me, it's like I feel like I'm not getting everything out of my mind. I feel like I'm not telling myself everything. And then that's why I wanted to record this video, was to like just propose the idea of like start changing. And change has always been like such an important thing for me. It's not easy to change. It's not like a one thing type thing. You can't like just wake up the next morning and be a completely different person. It takes like constantly tweaking those little things, like I said. And so I guess for me, it's just about looking at what I'm doing now and trying to fix what I need to do to get to where I want to be. And so for me, it's just setting up the camera, connecting the microphone, getting myself to do it, edit it, go to the gym, record that. I feel like it's just about encapsulating, this like real influencer lifestyle, and just like recording like almost basically everything I do, and document it and post it, and then connect to an audience, and that's why you're not alone, or it gets better, or something amongst those lines of that, because it does get better and you're not alone. We all have our problems. Don't let it get to your head. Take some time, take that breath in, and then breathe out, get some rest, and then take time to really plan, like what do you need to do to get to where you want. If you don't know what you want, what do you need to do to find out what you want? And it's a process, and just know you're not alone in that. Feel free to ask questions to me in the comments. Like I'll try my best to answer you. Same way I'm like kind of leaving little questions throughout this video of like what I'm feeling. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. And then obviously ask your friends, ask your family. And I know it's kind of hypocritical of me to do that when it's like I was just talking about I don't feel like talking about this to my family, but also it's because like I feel like I'm constantly being interrupted. But also, like, I don't want to go up to them and be like, please don't interrupt me, but I'm just going to speak my heart out. That's like, I don't want to do that. So it's just another way of doing that. And so this is kind of like my solution to it. And I definitely am excited to see where I grow. I always say that a lot. And that's just like, I'm genuinely like excited to see where I'll be in the future. So it's a process, man. Don't let it get to you. You're not alone. It does get better, I promise you. And just try best to tweak little things and evolve, and that's all we have to do.